welcome back to the stream. What's up, everybody? Yes, had to apologize when being streaming lately and when I said I was going to be. Unfortunately, some wonderful things have come up. Namely, basically, my mom had to have surgery on her hand, which we knew about, which was not really surprising. It was scheduled, and then I just basically got exhausted. So, yeah. But I'm back, so it's all good. So, yep, we're going to be playing some games tonight, of course, which is why I'm on Twitch. It'd be weird if I didn't. Of course, I don't really have the body to do naked body painting like other streamers do. But yes, I'll be playing a requested game by Nimix here in chat. A ColecoVision game I have not played before. I have seen of it. I have heard of it, but not played it myself. And speaking of Nimix, he just subscribed again for 4 months in a row. Crazy man that he is. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. Yeah, here we go. Wrong game. Just press level 1, Montezuma. Yeah. So, we're going to play Montezuma's Revenge on the ColecoVision. I'm going to be playing it through RetroArch, so I don't know if the emulation is accurate, because I'm just basically relying on RetroArch's core. And then I plan to play some Quackshot later, so that's the plan at least. Let's bring up RetroArch, scan over to ColecoVision, the complete ROM set. I think it's a complete ROM set. Cabbage Patch Dolls had a kid? Well, yeah, Cabbage Patch Dolls had a kid. Let's try the game. Cabbage Patch Kids had a game. Wow. Of course, it doesn't surprise me. This is back when, like, everybody had video games. Dog food had video games. It was crazy time, which is what helped lead to the crash and then eventual rebuilding of the video game market. Let's see. Montezuma's Revenge. There we go. Keep going right past it. Hey, it's the morgue. Just in time for it to see me play my first ColecoVision game on stream. And now I've actually played a ColecoVision before. It was when I was in 2nd grade. We had one in our classroom for some weird reason. I went to a private school, and we had one there. And the teacher was like, well, we don't know how to get this stuff working, so you guys can't mess with it. I'm like, give me a minute. So I got it hooked up and running, and we had Donkey Kong. So that was like the only game I got to play on it. But I have not played this game, so it will be interesting. So I don't even know how to select levels here. Let's see. Maybe RetroArch might give me some, some hints on the controls, maybe? Retro pad. Retro keyboard. Okay. Okay, so 1 would be looks like 1 is the B button. Okay, we'll give that a shot. Let's see if we can do level 1. Nope, that doesn't do it. Okay, let's try 1 on the keyboard. Does it take that? Nope. Okay, so X did something. I don't know. So, Nimix, you're the only one I think who's played this game, so you have to let me know, like, if this is actually, like, the first level. Oh, and fall damage is a thing, and I guess it's really fast. 9 levels, you've experienced 11. Well, that doesn't, that makes sense. It's ColecoVision. Okay, so it looks like level 1, so I'm guessing I need to get keys, and I'm playing on an Xbox 360 gamepad, so, ooh, double ow. It plays La Cucaracha when you get an item? Really? Oh, level 2, okay. Well, let's try restarting it then. Let's see if I can get to level 1. Restart. See what this does. Okay, that's level 1, okay. So, why on a Xbox gamepad by default control scheme will be the number 1 button? Oh, I'm sure. So I'm guessing that's going to unlock these little gray doors. Now, I've seen part of this before. Oh man, I got like super... Wait a minute. Yeah, so I got like super weak jump. Very weak jump trajectory. Come on, get up there. It's like, it won't let me go up. Oh, good lord. Okay, so it looks like those are, I'm guessing, disappearing. I don't think I'd be able to make that jump. Let's go back up and try the other place. Oh, and now that kills me. Okay, so I guess the hammer item I had gave me temporary invincibility. This is, like, games in the past like this basically were, like, you had to read the instruction manual to see exactly what in the world was going on. It's basically, I'm just taking additional death to start over. I'm gonna go to the right. There we go. Like, it's games like E.T. Like, E.T. for the 2600 is generally regarded as, like, one of the worst video games ever made. But when you actually read the instruction manual for it and understand how to play the game, it's actually not too bad. It's still bad, but it's not, like, the worst game ever, which I think is hyperbole. Okay, let's just restart. How does that give you a clue to other areas, the rope that I started on? It's just coming down. Oh, that's right, that kills me. Duh. Alright, off to a great start already. Okay, yay, he went up the ladder this time. Neat. Oh, okay, too shallow of a jump arc. And good lord, everything kills you. Okay, so like even this is like the most ridiculous gravity setting I've ever seen in a video game, and that momentum just carried me right forward. Oh, this is entertaining, I'm sure. Video games were special back in the day, boys and girls. Okay, yeah, this seems like fun. Okay, can't go down. Just want to make sure it wasn't like my gamepad. And back into the fire. Sweet! Yeah, the Kukaracha, just that, like, 4 notes. 5 notes. At least continue, starts you where you were. That's nice of it, at least. Okay, so can't go down there. Well, then how do you go down it, then? But I have the key, but nothing selects it. Unless it's like a button that I somehow don't have set up. It's like it's not going right, it's not going... Now it goes down. Go figure. Okay, so I guess... Yeah, so ladders are like extremely finicky. Like right here, it's not letting me up. But if I just go right here, I'm fine. This is too far. This is perfect. We're like sub-pixel almost. That's crazy. Okay, so ladders are very pixel dependent. And say, I figure you probably were tassing the game if you have this type of knowledge for it, or you were just a big super fan of it. But, I mean, this game seems like it would really lend itself to tassing. For sure. Oops, too far. You miss a jump, you die. Okay. So trust me, controls are not... They are just really suggestions, really. Okay, and game over, and I'm stuck. Okay. Interesting. Controls. Okay, so start and select are set to the controller. Okay. RetroArch still hasn't really gotten it down for useful control settings. So it's got to be like 1 pixel difference or something. I'd probably bet. If you just can't, it looks like it's exactly the same. But I mean, if you can't make it from the left, but you can do it from the right, it's got to be like, it has to probably be like 1 pixel or something stupid like that between life and death. Yay! Oh, that's right, can't go off the ledge. Have to carefully make your way down the ladder at a weird angle. Okay. By the way, I never looked to see if this is displaying correctly. It is! Okay, cool. It's like I just started playing the game. I was like, I should probably take a look at the stream feed to make sure this is all fitting in correctly. It's like, you've been playing with it half off the screen for a while, you jerk. Alright, so... Because I've done that before. I'm like, hey, I'm playing the game, and everything looks great, and then I take a look at OBS, and, like, it's completely off. Like, everybody can only see, like, maybe the top 4th left corner of my screen. By the way, this stream is unofficially brought to you by Surge Soda. Oh, that's delicious stuff. Pay me, Coca-Cola. Pay me in 2-liter bottles. I'll accept it. I am so happy they brought back Surge Soda. My diabetes is not, but... Alright, here we go. This again. Hey, never mind. It put me up the ladder. Good, I'll take that shortcut. Yeah! Oh, Surge was my jam. Now, I'm like one of those weird people. Like, I like Surge, but I don't like it when it's cold. I like it when it's warm. It just tastes better to me warm for some reason. Okay, so this is the super happy fun room, it looks like. Wasn't fast enough there. Okay. It jumped me straight up, then it moved me left. Oh good, spiders crawl down ladders at you too, that's even better. Something tells me I'm not surviving this. Pardon me. Oh, okay. I was thinking that was like a barrier. Oh crap, I almost did it again. I think it was maybe like a wall that stops you instead of like instant death, but haha, I should have known. Everything in this game kills you. So can you jump and grab onto it though? I mean, that's the question really. With everything in this game, like, can you like run and jump and grab onto it? Or am I just like jumping to my death at that point? Yep, as in I'll die, or yep, I'll make it? It's like, wow, is this good or bad? Yes. Just run and jump. Okay. Alright. Wait. So that killed the skull? But any other time I touch him, it kills me. This game has messed up rules. Oh, okay. Oh, got the timing wrong. Remember, people play this game for fun. I don't know who these people were back in the day. They were probably very, very depressed, sad children. Now keep in mind, I'm playing this on an Xbox 360 controller. If you don't know what people had to play this on back in the day, it was basically like a calculator with a knob on the top. It was something to behold for sure. Here we go. Somebody took like a 4K picture. So this was the controller for a ColecoVision system that if you were playing the game, you had to play it on this thing. Holy crap, I actually made this upper level on that jump? I have a real ColecoVision, yep. My friend Danny out in Florida now, he has a ColecoVision. He loved that system, you know, growing up. That was like his jam as he was a kid. For me, the big video game system of my time was Nintendo, the original Nintendo. I knew some kids who had like Atari STs, or Atari, what is it? Yeah, it was the ST800s. There we go. Made it that time. But it's just like, for me, like, I didn't really get into gaming until then. Like, I have like an Atari 2600, but I don't have a way to hook it up currently. I still need to get a coax to F adapter. But, you know, it's like, I just never really found those 2600 games fun, and in my opinion, they were just too simplistic for me. Black shoe polish would definitely do it. Okay, so we're back to this super happy fun zone. I can't. Oh, this game. Why you like this game? Why do you hate me? Why? So if you get a game over, are you like completely locked out? Because like I said, I'm trying like all the buttons and nothing is working here whatsoever. Like, I don't know. Because I remember old games back in the day, like you had to like turn it off or restart it. Well, yeah, I mean, you're using a TAS. I mean, a lot of work goes into it, of course, but I mean, it's like you have all the ability to do frame perfect stuff in the world. And you'll remember stupid things like a small little 4-foot drop will actually straight up murder you instead of me just forgetting about that, going, okay, I'll hop down and hit the skeleton, which will kill it, and nope, it just murdered me. Alright, so I guess I gotta restart then. Again. Now, I know that this game actually was ported to other systems, like I mentioned the ST2800. I think it actually looked better on there, too. Because this was even on the Atari 2600. Even simpler graphics. Off to a good start. Okay. That's right. Deathly Abuse shortcut, we'll call it that. Using those speedrunning strats that I have no clue what I'm doing. Looking for that casual world record. Dude, spider, I'm over here. There we go. Actually, that's like a centipede spider, isn't it? I swear it looks just like the one from Centipede. I keep forgetting that stupid jump arc. Alright, by the way, I saw Alita Battle Angel, which throws me off to say that because I'm used to having read the manga 20 years ago, calling it Battle Angel Alita, which is what the actual name is. And, I would say go see it. Definitely see it in 3D. It's definitely something to watch in 3D. It's actually like one of the few movies that I've seen in 3D where like my eyes adapted to it really fast. Usually like the first 10-15 minutes of a 3D movie, my eyes are just kind of freaked out, like what the hell am I looking at? Did my brain adjust? And with this movie, like it took about a minute, and then I forgot I was wearing 3D glasses the entire time. It was like really good depth of field stuff. A couple things actually came out at you, which is pretty cool. Having read the manga, it's kind of weird because I was recognizing like all these different plot points that they took, and this kind of took them from like, okay, this happens in volume 3, this part happens in volume 4, this is volume 1, this is 2, we're going to take another element for 4, and then we're going to put them together now in the story. So it makes things kind of odd to watch. Like my brain's going, okay, like if no one's read the manga, the source material before, they'll have no idea. But I know what's going on, so I know everything's out of order, so it throws me off. So I want to see the movie again, just to kind of shut that part of my brain down. But I would say go watch it. It's not the best movie in the world. It's all right. But it's definitely entertaining. I mean, it's a lot of fun. I'll definitely say that. But definitely, if you afford it, go watch it in 3D. I was sitting like right behind people where they have the D box, which is like, my theater has that, which is where like the chairs shake and move you around. And these two couple on a date were in front of me in those D-box chairs. I was just watching them just get like thrown around. I'm like, oh, thank God I'm not sitting in that with my back problems. I'm like, at one point the 3D glasses almost got knocked off. I'm like, good God, that's crazy. But yeah, I would say definitely watch the movie. It was really interesting. It's a lot of fun. A lot of people I've been talking to and have read online who have seen it also liked it as well. Like I said, for the most part, though, a lot of people who really enjoyed it didn't read the source material, so that's not too surprising, really. It's like, I'll just say something right now that's like, it's not going to spoil anything, because you've seen it in trailers and stuff, but the original manga, like where everybody lives in a place called Iron City, it's like a total dump. I mean, like, people, it's supposed to be, like, in the manga, it's like a whole slum built around a junkyard. It's a humongous junkyard, like the size of Chicago type deal. And everybody's dirt poor, barely starving, they're losing limbs left and right due to accidents and so forth, and it's like a terrible place to be, so therefore you want to go up to Zalm, the big city floating up on top. There's motivation. In the movie version, everybody looks okay, with the exception of, like, some minor street crime here and there. Everyone looks really well fed, they look happy. Place is relatively clean too. I'm like, well, what's the motivation to go up top then if everything's not like a total hellhole and you're trying to escape to paradise, or what you think is paradise? That's like my only kind of like real complaint with the movie. But that's just like a minor story thing, because there's characters who are still like, I want to go up top, I want to get to the floating city up above, but like I said, in the manga, it was more of a like, well, my life sucks type deal. Let's see if we can get over here and get to Eden, or what we perceive to be Eden. And that's like the only kind of disconnect really that I thought was going on for it. Would have been a little bit better. But other than that, it was still entertaining. I actually kind of enjoyed it. At first I didn't like it, but I started to think about it. I'm like, it's not a bad movie. I kind of enjoyed it. I really want to see it again. So let's see. Today is Wednesday. Yeah, I got an appointment tomorrow. Probably this weekend I'll go see it again. Oh, barely beat the timing on that. Okay. I will say about these old games, though, they don't control the best, of course. They did the best that they could with limited technology. Pardon me, but they really do focus you on memorizing things like, pattern recognition, and definitely a lot of memorization. Okay, I just wanted to see if that was something I could possibly open a door or something I didn't know what if I had. Because I don't know what the difference is between the red and blue keys. I'm guessing those are the doors in the next room. Crap. Yay. Okay. So yeah, you really have to remember what you're doing. Okay, so blue keys, blue doors, red for red. Alright. I don't have a sword this time, so... Okay, so fire indeed hot. Okay. Where am I at? Here I am. So I guess I have to backtrack, because, like I said, fire indeed hot. I'm not seeing another exit back out of here other than going back the way I came and having to backtrack. Because it pretty much went on a loop, so... okay, guess I gotta go back then. If I... No, wait, I can't go back. So if you go down here, you're trapped by the sliding poles. Unless this is a game where, like, you can totally screw yourself over by doing things in the wrong order. Too close to the fire. Okay, so... Okay, blue chains coming down will kill you. These blue things going left to right are stairs. Okay. Sent a temporary encode of level 3. Now, where exactly did you send that, Nimix? Because I don't have anything on here unless it's like a whisper. I'm not seeing a whisper, or Discord, maybe. I don't see anything there. Discord, okay. There we go. Oh wow, that was a loud beep. Let me mute that real quick. And enlarge, enhance, enhance. Zoom 200%. Yeah, it caught me real quick there, so... Now, do you want me to keep this off stream right now, Nimix, or do you want me to throw it up so everybody can see what I'm looking at? Okay, so give me a second. Let me put this up on a capture real quick. Should be... yeah, it should be a video, VLC source video. Loop playlist, no. Add files. Here we go. Okay, so this is what Nimix just sent me right now. turn it down just a little. I'm not sure how loud it is. Unfortunately, it's one of those weird things I can't hear in my ear. Like, whatever video plays back, I can't hear it through OBS. I'll have to find the setting for it, but... Okay, so I see you're doing some level 3. Oh, really? That's crazy. I love that you just ran and jumped for the rope. I didn't think you'd make it, so that's why I didn't do that. So you leave the sword. Hop your way to freedom. Took an intentional death there. In a pitch black room, even better. So, like, how do you, like, know where something is like that when the room is, like, pitch dark? Is it just, like, repeated trial and error, or are you able to pull up, like, level data to see what it is? Because I've always wondered about tasks when you get to, like, perfectly dark rooms like this. And that was that. Okay, well, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I will be getting nowhere near that level of play. Guaranteed. Whatsoever. Alright, transforms, center your screen. There we go. Yeah, I'd presume there would be a torch, but I was just always wondering about, like, when I see people do tasks like that, where I know, like, you can't see anything, but you have to have level knowledge somehow, like, either you can, like, you know, see what the map layout is already since you're doing things with the game, or if you have the previous knowledge and remember everything. It's not too bad. Like I said, it's definitely a heavy trial and error game, for sure, but I mean, games of that time were. Whereas it's basically like games now have become a lot more, like, hand-holdy. Easiest way to put it, really. I mean, games really have gotten easier overall, in my opinion. But of course, you know, the whole thing is that back in the day, Nintendo games were made hard because they didn't want you to beat them easy, you know, quickly, and they cost a lot of money, and things of that nature, which I don't really buy into a lot of times. Especially, like, you know, because you've heard things like people say, like, well, games were NES hard because if you had to rent it, then they didn't want you, like, beating the game so easy. I'm just like, games were hard back then, period, really. And now you have, like hand-holding, like you mentioned, you know, hand-holding didn't really exist in the old ones, in the old games. Now you definitely have hand-holding a lot of times. Which I think is kind of like why you have, like, a resurgence of the old retro-style games where people just like those really stupidly hard ones, like I Want to Be the Boshi, or things of that nature, where games are just, although that game is, like, intentionally cheap, but challenging games like that nature. It's kind of like how I like, what is it? Like the Ninja Gaiden series. They're hard, but they don't hold your hand, and they're pretty fair. Yeah, that's right, there's a wall there. Oh, come on, game. Be cool. And I'm gonna die here again. That stupid jump arc, good lord. Okay, so that time it let me continue. It's like, take the death, start over, don't go to the left. Oh yes, I'm sure. So it let me continue before. I don't know if there was, like, a hidden continue meter or rating you have, or what, but now it's not doing anything. So we'll give it one more go. It's like there's got to be some kind of like hidden continue counter or something somewhere, because it let me do it one time and then not the others. Yeah. I have a feeling you'll win. Most people would. Yay, give me the death skip that time. I'll abuse it. I'll take it. Alright, here we go. So I do the Nimix awesome way showed on the tasks? Nope. Haha! And it jumps you straight down. Okay, so there's no follow-up arc to that. Oh, that's right, that kills you. This game. Got in the door. Haha, die. Shine. I love how you die trying to climb a ladder. It's like the ladder disappears and then you die from the fall damage. This game. Okay. Go up. Circle back again. Yeah, you have to hit these ladders at a weird pixel angle, or it just will not take you. Like, so you can be look like you're dead set onto it, but it just won't take it right. Yeah, exactly. I mean, whenever you see a task and you see people, like, see somebody die, you know it's intentional. There's a reason why you did that. It's usually a shortcut. Or you forgot to go back and fix it. Yeah, I'm not making that. So I wonder why they picked La Cucaracha of all things. Like, what's popular music with the kids these days? La Cucaracha? Put it in the game. It's gold. This looks fun. Okay, so let's see. Left or right doesn't really matter so far. That kills me? Are you kidding me? Left something Krusty forgot about, trying to get Krusty in low health mode. Forgot about that you did that, so it looks stupid on one level. Well, you didn't know what you were doing. Nah. That test was pretty cool overall. Alright. I have no idea what that sound was, but something happened. Yeah, I'm boned. And I have a feeling that if I run and jump off this, I'm going to die. Yep. So you're stuck. You're screwed at that point, pretty much. Because you can't really do much of anything at that issue. Because, I mean, it's like, you go down, you don't have the torch. So, unless you got the amazing task skills of Mimics, you're not going to get too far. So that was Montezuma's Revenge. It was not as bad as the real thing, so I will take it. But let's play one more ColecoVision game, just out of pure curiosity, because I saw it. I have to see now, Cabbage Patch Kids. Galaxian. No. Cabbage Patch Kids, Adventures in the Park. USA version. Who dares message on Discord? Mangmo just discovered that, yes, Ninja Gaiden is fun on the Xbox. And I'm like, yes, it is fun. It's why I like that game. It's hard. It's fun, though. It can't be as awesome as Smurfs, though. I mean, Smurfs was the best game ever. I'm not sure. Okay, ColecoVision loading. Alright. I think I picked level 1. It's like Pitfall, it looks like. Well, at least just based upon that one screen I saw, it reminded me of Pitfall. No, let go! You are a doll, why are you alive? Is that a zombie arm sticking out? Okay, it doesn't... So I guess you... Oh, you have to time it just right. No, it's a plant. Okay, it looked like a zombie arm or something. I'm like, wow, this game got really dark. I know, like, Michael Jackson's Thriller was popular at the time, but wow. Okay, so I made it to scene 7. What happens if I walk on the plant? So, plants kill you, so this is why you don't want to be a vegetarian. You kill all the plants before they kill your walking doll that's an abomination against God. Maybe the plants are doing a better job, you know? Helping control the rabid Chuckies of the world, trying to kill everybody. Now, I played Smurfs a long time ago. So my friend Danny was major into ColecoVision. It says, I mean, that was like his age group, pretty much. But, so I fired up Smurfs one day, and, yeah, everything in Smurfs kills you. There's like a little bump in the road type deal, like the road curves up that you're walking on, that murders you. It's like, wow, what is with this game? I gotta say that, you know, the graphics are not bad for ColecoVision at the time. I mean, this is actually a lot better. I mean, definitely hands down way improved over the Atari 2600 in visuals, in my opinion. Yeah, my jump sucks. Try it again. Time goes down even between levels. That's insane. So I'm watching like the time bar in the upper corner. And that goes down even if you die. It still ticks down. I must get past scene 7. So what happens if I walk left? I forgot games would do that. You can actually walk left in some games. Oh, hitboxes. And didn't grab onto it, okay. So why am I not grabbing onto it? Ah, the neutral jump. And you don't go far enough on that. Okay, cool. I'll just wait for the lily pad. So I just wanted to see what was over here. It appears to be almost like the same game in reverse. You jump straight down by not pressing forward. Explain, unless I'm guessing like my poor Cabbage Patch doll has like brittle bone disease. Oh god, it's chasing me! Well, yeah, it's like all of a sudden just like you miss a jump like on the platform, it just kills you. It's like, I wasn't on anything. Interesting, so it's the same levels just about, but just different order depending on what screen you go. Okay. Weird. Unique though, I mean it lets you tackle the levels however you want to do at that point. Like if I go back this way... Oh, actually no, it counts down, but I can see that they made it harder. Got something up there. Yeah, spike balls of death. Well, she's a Cabbage Patch doll. I mean, they weren't really known for being too sexy. Although I do remember parents fighting over them. Let's see, I'll have you know, Nimics, that she is as the factory made her. Some sweatshop kid in Malaysia, I'm sure. Okay, so fall damage is a thing confirmed. Yeah, you have to jump off, but apparently you have to be low enough to the ground to do it. So does that start me back at level 1? Yep, stage 01. Yeah, close. So what other games do we have in the wonderful ColecoVision? Campaign 84. Ooh, that's gonna be that's gonna really bring into people. Use each, like, it tells you how to play the game right on the box. Use each joystick controllers and your karate belts as you face the dangerous warriors who lie in ambush on your 7-screen journey to the monastery. Alright, we gotta do Chuck Norris at least. Then we'll do Smurfs. And eventually I'll be moving on. Oh god, yeah, I've played this. I just remember seeing this and just like recognizing this like little intro screen right now. You just basically go walking along a path. Then randomly stuff happens. This is your punch attack. And Black Belt Jones comes out at you and you gotta get him somehow. Yeah! Video games. Alright, Smurfs. Jumpman Jr. I think that this was like... No, it wasn't that. Let's see. MASH had a game. Smurfs. Gargamel's Castle. This is the one. Now, I've seen these like Payo, but I'm not sure what those are. But I know there was like a couple different ROMs of it. Yes, this is when, like, this is like 15 years ago. And my friend and roommate at the time, Danny, was like, dude, ColecoVision, they have that? Like, you can play it on computers? I'm like, yeah. So I downloaded it and put this on. It's like the first game I found. I'm like, oh, God. This is why I don't like these old games. Welcome to Smurfs. Everything murders you horribly. By the way, up is your jump button. While you're trying to do this on an Xbox 360 gamepad, good luck. By the way, that tuft of grass will kill you too. Like I said, everything that's not straight will just straight up kill you. Let me drop down this in my headphones. Good lord. There we go. Yeah, up is jump. Not one of the 9 number pad buttons you have on your controller. Up instead. And if you press up, you just go up like this. Occasionally it will go forward, or sometimes it just does a neutral jump. It's like you never know which one it's gonna be. Crown jump points. I don't know, I call them useless. Hold on, Keiko. Come on in. Go lay down. Alright. And it restarted the game. Perfect. Thank you, RetroArch. All my wonderful hard work down the drain. I've lost valuable minute or two. Minutes I will never get back. And my cat's all wet. Give me 1 second here. I gotta dry you off. You were outside in the rain, stupid. What were you doing out there? Just being a cat. Getting all muddy. Getting all wet. Here you go. Come here, you. That's right. I know you don't like it. I'm gonna clean your paws. Everybody gets to listen to you squeak on stream. That's right. Everybody. What do you think about that? You don't? Okay. There you go. Alright. Back to the abusing mayhem of Smurfs. Yeah, she's a very vocal cat. Alright. Smurfs, where Papa Smurf is the pimp. You don't believe me? There's only one woman in the entire village, and she only hangs around Papa Smurf. The Big Papa. He's wearing different colors, everyone else is in blue and white, and he's got the red. He's a pimp. I landed on that 200. It's just easier to actually stop so far and just like hit up twice just to get those jumps. Well, I actually just hit up one time and it just threw me forward there, so you never really know what's going to happen. This game would probably be a nightmare to task. Well, it wouldn't take too long, I would imagine. It's just basically you gotta figure out which jump is going to give you the forward momentum versus the neutral jump instead. I know this game is, like, stupidly short. Oh, yeah. There you go, that's the game, technically. Yay! Do it again! It just goes on forever and ever. Until that happens. Alright, let's see. Smurfs Rescue, close. Hey, they tried to recreate the vector graphics. Oh god, the controls. Not too bad. I mean, I love the arcade version of this game, but not too bad. I mean, this would definitely be easier with like an actual joystick versus trying to do it on a D-pad. Alright. Miner 49. Last one. For me. So the question then is, which version? Microfun or Microfun? Or 5858 starring Bounty Bob? First one, okay. The fun goes on forever. I have a feeling that's false advertising. Just like the never-ending story. Although, actually, to be thankful for that, that movie does end, because I hate that movie. And yes, I know it's an unpopular opinion. People are like, oh, it's the best movie ever. It's my childhood. Well, I hate that movie. The dumb story about a kid who skips school while staying in school, reading a book all day, eating an apple, about two of the weeniest people ever, and he gets sucked into the universe. We call that schizophrenia where I'm from. So then, like, do you have to keep walking and everything, or is it just like... Because I notice, like, when you walk on something, you're filling in, like, you know, the floor. I don't know if you have to do that, or... Yeah, cover all the floors, so I figured. It's like someone sounds like you play Simon. It's like the exact same sound to it. Oh, those are slides, okay. Oh, the hitbox. Yeah, Simon is not that fun of a game when you are colorblind. Suddenly not as entertaining. I mean, sure, you can figure out, like, what has to go where, but it's just like, Yeah, I have a feeling it's gonna throw me on, I think it's gonna murder me. Let's do it anyway! Alright. Oops. Oh well. Okay, on to Quackshot finally. Actually, just it killed it straight off. Interesting. Okay. Sega Genesis. Ooh, wait a second. I want to try something real quick. The Sufami Turbo. I actually own one of these. This was like an additional add-on cart for Super Nintendo. And it's kind of hard to describe it. Basically, you get like games almost like a Game Boy cartridges to play in your Super Nintendo itself. It was wild. But unfortunately, I can't find this particular game, and this is one of the ones that I absolutely love. I actually have the... This is like a sequel to it. I actually have the... gosh, what is it? The game before it, the original game. Here we go. So this is what a Sufami Turbo looks like. You put a game in the A and B slot depending on what they are. I have a couple of them actually. Actually, no, I take it back. I own one Sufami Turbo game. It's a Gundam game, but yeah, this is a sequel. But I won't play that instead. Why is my... Yeah, RetroArch is acting a little funky, so let me turn it off real quick. Quick menu, close content. There we go. Okay, that seems a little bit better. Let me just restart RetroArch just to make sure. Yeah, but I like collecting all sorts of different weird stuff for consoles you can't really find too often. And Sufami Turbo was one of the ones I came across. I was like, I gotta have this in my system collection. Complete unbox. I picked it up for like 20 bucks. And I think now it goes for like 40 to 50 or so. So if you want to get into collecting games, do it while you can. I mean, game prices are always constantly going up. Let's see. Quackshot. Let me update the game title. No, retro's fine. All right. Oh, that's right. Yeah. We're going to close this. We're not going to play this on RetroArch. We're going to play this on KGen emulator. One second. Let me get that all set up. It'll just take me a second. Just want to give you guys something to look at least. Huh, I actually don't have a shortcut set on the screen. Interesting. Okay. Should probably do that. I really want to go through... Like I said, I love Quackshot. It's one of the first games I ever played for the Sega Genesis. But I've never beaten it, and I just don't know why. It's been like 27 years, and I've just never beaten the game. So my goal, as I've stated before, is basically just beat the game. Just go through... Finally get it out of the way, and then hopefully get a speedrun in, because I want to get it on Gym Time John's competition he's got going on. He wants to set up for, I think June is when he wants to start it up. It's like $100, it's a $100 bounty for basically whoever wins the tournament. And yeah, it's a game that Yellow Killer Bee used to play back when she was streaming. Don't know what's happened to her. She's kind of, I've messaged her occasionally on Discord and stuff just to pop in and say hello, and because I do consider her to be a friend. and just to see what's going on. But I know she's busy and she's got her work and everything else. But I hope she comes back to streaming, because her streams were a lot of fun to hang out in. I did enjoy our conversations. Here we go. Okay, it's finally taking a little bit. Let's get this going. Back to scene. RetroArch off. Kgen. There we go. That wonderful static screen. I love that they put that in for the emulator. Okay, and load Genesis. Kgen Fusion, which is, if you don't know what it is spelled like this, is a lot of fun. It's actually probably, I would say, the best emulator I've found personally for Sega Genesis games. It does Sega Genesis, Sega 32X, Sega CD, Game Gear, and Master System. It handles like all the 16-bit and 8-bit era Sega games really well. Oh, you actually need to put the TV on channel 3. Yeah, that's a trip. Yeah, that does take a little bit of working. You just gotta... You should be able to do it. I mean, I don't know how old your TV is, but my TV's about 7, 8 years old. Can you still do it? If it's not, like, if cable doesn't pick it up, like, sometimes, like, you know, like, TVs will have, like, cable, HDMI, and so forth like that. You should also hopefully have one for antenna. It might pick it up that way. Like, turn on the system, then do the scan for channels, like it's trying to pick up over-the-air broadcast channels, and it might pick it up there. But I know that when people were buying and importing Nintendo Famicoms, the original 8-bit system, they were having a problem because, like, in order to get it display on modern TVs here in the States, you have to put it on, like, channel 97.2. It has to be on digital. It's really bizarre. Pardon me. Alright. Shoot, jump, dash. Let me put... I'm going to change my controller options real quick. It's the config. Controllers, 3-button pad, define, up, down, left, right, A, B, C, start. Okay. So I'm putting actually like C up on the like right bumper. Make it a little bit easier on my thumbs. And of course, let me know if I need to readjust the audio at all. If it's too quiet, loud, or whatever. Skipping the story. So yeah, the goal is not to start speedrunning this game just yet, but just basically get through it. Get used to it and see how far I can get. Just messing with the audio real quick. There we go. Cannibal Duck. So I really want to get a working RetroArch so I can play this on my actual Sega Genesis. Speaking of RetroArch, not RetroArch, but real consoles, I got a exchange. I gotta move my window real quick. I'm getting a double feedback from OBS. Got an exchange for my RetroTink, which lets me hook up my actual consoles and have them look almost as good as this. And it has the same audio problem. It's even worse. It's like even more popping and cracking on the audio. I'm like, what the hell, guys? So I contact Castlemania Games again. I'm like, it's still happening. I recorded video, sent them like an unlisted YouTube video. And they're like, okay, well, I'll tell you what. The guy who makes these realized now he's got an audio chip problem, so he's replacing the audio chips. So now he's going to send you out a new one, but it's going to be like mid-March with a different audio chip. Like, oh god. I'm up in Erie, Pennsylvania. I'm in the top left corner of the state. Right up on the lake. Good old dreary Erie. Aha, right in the face. It's not too far from 80. Actually, 90 is the closest one. 80 is a little south. It's like the biggest ones I'm next to is 79, which literally runs right up into Erie, which is like north to south to Pittsburgh. Like if I were to go to Pittsburgh from Erie, you just jump on 79, and just takes you right down into it. Actually, 79 ends right in Erie. And then east to west is I-90. That takes you all the way through New York, Boston, everything. Out through Chicago and other places. Cleveland, all the other fun cities to go where you don't really want to go. Dude, stop shooting me! Okay, platforms of death. So it's just something about the soundtrack I've always liked. It's just cheerful and happy. Although actually, was it Castle of Illusion came first. So this game actually uses sounds from Castle of Illusion. It's one of the things I noticed, like when YKB was running Castle of Illusion. I'm like, I recognize that sound effect from Quackshot, and it was like 2 years before. Yeah, probably not in the way. So you gotta go out of the way to get to where I'm at. Oh yeah, definitely not in the way for you guys. Like, was it 93? Probably, depending on where you are. Should run you right up the coast. Yeah, 81, that'd definitely do it too. Yeah, it's like, it depends on like how far exactly where you're going in New York. One of the things about growing up in the military is you learn how to drive across country in like multiple routes depending where you are and where to go. And also, more importantly, where to stop. Like, in Oklahoma, it's like, you can't stop in Oklahoma unless you're in Oklahoma City. You just keep going forever. Oh, hit the wrong button. Not a problem, just wasted time. It's not a speedrun, it's not the end of the world. Just wondering what I have for TV options. Scan lines! Yeah, let's turn on scan lines for fun. Oh, that looks beautiful. I don't know why everybody's mad at my stream. It's just like a CRT! See, this is why I'm not a fan of scan lines. I mean, this is like 100% scan lines, but if you even drop to like 25%, they're trying to like recreate, of course, you know, what it looks like on CRT television. I've only found one good scanline settings, and that's on EPSXE, a PlayStation emulator, because you can put it on and actually brighten it up, because whenever you do it like this, the game becomes darker. Like, here's no scan lines, and then just watch the brightness go cut in half almost. So if you could do that and actually like bring up the brightness, it would be more tolerable. So scanlines are basically recreating that CRT television look, because it actually has those lines on the CRT television, but they're brighter. But basically to replicate this, it's running black lines across the screen to do it, to my understanding, but it makes it all visually darker. EPSXE, you can put on scan lines and make it brighter to like where it is right now, and it actually looks really good. It's like one of the few times I'll actually play with scan lines on a screen. Pardon me. So let's try something real quick, since I'm just messing around and, Yeah, my streams are never really serious to begin with. Let's check around some options, see if maybe I can recreate that. So I'll put on scan lines 50%. Actually, let's try. Let me back out of the screen real fast. Pardon me. Okay. TV mode or off. This is gonna look horrible. Oh, good. It's macular degeneration vision. That's beautiful. Well, that's even worse. Render plugin. I don't know what that does. Okay, there we go. I got that. Beautiful. Let's see here. Yeah, brighten is turned on, so that's brightened off. 50% scan lines. That's with brighten on. That's crazy. So let's see if I can actually adjust this through OBS itself. Properties. Nope, doesn't let me do it through there. Because like while I was using Elgato, you could actually like go through and, well, of course you had options for the Elgato itself to go and like change the brightness and so forth. They're doing it through the capture device itself. Scale filtering. That doesn't look like it's going to do it. Filters! Nope, doesn't look like I can do it. Okay, so enough screwing around with that. Just watching Donald Duck doing something while I'm just messing around with options that don't matter. And okay, everything's back to normal mode. Okay, here we go. Mexico! So it's like, the Sega Genesis was literally like one of the first 16-bit generation systems I had rented. But I never really got into collecting for my Genesis. I still kind of haven't really, but like I kind of like got more into it a couple years ago. As well, like because it was one of the things I just had, but I just never really cared about a whole lot. I don't think I can make it there. Oh, I did. Neat. This is like more into like Super Nintendo back in the day anyway, because I remember like seeing Altered Beast in must have been a Toys R Us. And I played it, and this was back in like 89, 88 or so when the Genesis launched, because it came out like 2 years before the Super Nintendo. But it just didn't really impress me. I was like more into like Nintendo at the time. I was like, yeah, Nintendo's better. I don't care about this stuff. Like, I registered like, oh, this is neat. It's like I'm playing an arcade game. It's pretty close to it, but like I just didn't care. And then it didn't help also that the Sega Genesis I had turns out to be one of the worst models that you can own for video and audio. So I really didn't care about the system. And it wasn't until I got like my Model 2 that I have that I'm not playing on right now, because my current hookups for it look absolutely disastrous. I mean, like if I were to use like my crappy converter, it would actually look just like this. It's like this, but even worse. It's god awful. It'd actually work more like that. But yeah, it's like, it wasn't until I actually got a good sounding Sega Genesis that it kind of like changed my mind on it. And I started really actively collecting for it. And also, the other thing that really got me into kind of a little more on the Sega Genesis is I like to own complete in box if I can. I just like owning like the full thing versus kind of like a loose cart. And the Sega Genesis is a lot easier to do that because they came with plastic clamshells, like hard clamshells. So, like Nintendo 64, Super Nintendo, regular Nintendo were made of cardboard boxes, so they tend to get really damaged really easy. They just don't last, whereas the Sega Genesis ones have actually lasted quite a lot longer. So it's been a lot easier to find complete in box. It's like, it's really weird to find one without it. Especially on eBay, you're like, what the hell happened? Like, why are you just selling a loose cart? It's like, why do you not have the box for this? These things are durable as hell. Out of my entire Sega Genesis collection, I have a total of 7 games that are just loose carts. And then the rest of them are all complete in box. Yes, give me the Super Plunger. PG collect. Yeah, so for Sega Genesis, I own a total of 42 games. So 35 of those are complete in box. I thought about programming from home. Yes, I have, and why I haven't done it is because I suck at programming. It's like, I have no problem learning actual languages to speak, but like programming languages, I am not that good at. I tend to like overthink things a lot. Like SQL actually taught me that when I was learning it for school. Same thing for, we were taught like basic programming just to get something under our belt. But it's just like, especially with SQL, I would just like overthink something. Like, we'd have an assignment like, okay, create a database where you can do these things like pull up a person, name, location, change the inventory and so forth, and here you go do it. And like, I would just like sit there for like 2 hours like, okay, how do I do this? Like, how would I figure out how to do it this way? What I want to do exactly? Have to map out things. It's just like, whereas other people were just like, off they go to the races, programming away, and I had to stop and think about things like, how would I do this? And it was like the same thing kind of like for geometry, where like I would get the right answer, but I would like, apparently I'd get it wrong because I do too many steps. I would overthink it, what I'm trying to do. So it's like, so I kind of learned like programming really wasn't up my alley. My brother is a programmer. You know, he does that, and he's quite good at it. He'll, you know, Java, Python, anything you need him to learn, he'll do it and do it really well. But for me, I'm just kind of like the more physical, hands-on type person for IT. I enjoy that a lot more versus trying to sit there and program things out. So now you can make pretty good money. I mean, like my friend Pat is also a programmer too. You know, it's like you can make some decent money, but it's like for me, I'm like, no, not that great. I always wonder where that professor goes. It's basically like, you know, and this is like right up your alley with the tasks and stuff. Like, if you enjoy puzzles, you know, it seems like a lot of programmers actually enjoy doing that because it's like something you have to sit and figure out. For me, I enjoy like more of the troubleshooting aspects, which is why I like to be more hands-on for IT. You know, whereas my brother is like the same type of person. He's like, he just likes to go through and get a problem and solve it that way, versus me trying to look at something and go, okay, how would I repair this instead? You know, we already have the existing infrastructure, but how do I resolve this problem? Yeah, but don't government jobs pay well? I mean, I've heard of like people doing contract work for a couple days or a project or two and getting pretty hefty paychecks for it. I guess it depends on what you're doing exactly. Oh yeah, time crunch is always brutal. Never like that for any job where they're like, hey, you got 3 days of work to do it in one, go for it, get it done. It's like, God, why are you doing this to me? I turn around and do it again! More ammo! Popcorn gun is the best gun. I mean, bubble works really well too. It's another superly strong gun in this game, but it's just really slow. Let's take the upper route. I just want to see what's up here. And a leap to my death. Good job. Okay, so money is basically up. Down's where I want to go just because it has all the ammo. That's not letting go. I wonder if there's a different revision of this, because I remember jumping right there and just taking the immediate ride back without having to stop to talk to gyro. Alright, good enough. Moving forward. I always love you get that boom coming right down from the sky. There's like no speaker up there whatsoever. There we go. Up to Transylvania. Here we go. For me. I know there's a one-up right around the corner here. Oops. Now you go underneath me. I thought wrong. Yeah, it's this guy who drops it. Because they expect you to do dumb stuff like that. Such a holding down run. Probably not the best. Let him fly off the screen so I don't have to deal with them anymore. Oh, there he is. Alright, so you can catch up to people that don't just spawn very quickly. I think Gym Time John has it saved. We actually did a clinic on like speedrunning Quackshot, and I've asked him a couple times on like how to do it, but there's like some maneuver where you like hold back, like you do dash back and then forward, and it like launches you really far forward. It's like an even longer jump than usual. Looking for the treasure, blah blah blah. I think there's another one-up in here. There it is. Except for you're spending a lot of your bubble ammo. So you get infinite bubble ammo, but you have to go all the way back to Duckburg in order to get a refill. You have to jump on the telephone lines and do all that stuff again, so... don't want to go too crazy with it. See ya! Alright. trying to think, like, why don't I go this way normally? Ah, yes, this is why. You take an absurd amount of hits. So water kills you anywhere else in this game except for this level. I get the timing better for that. There we go. Well, should be still up. Yeah, stream should still be up. Do a refresh on my side. Yep, stream's still going strong. I just did a Shift F5 to refresh on the... Bring out my Fusion. I don't know, it might be a local problem. Like, do you have like a black screen, or can you even hear me? Just typing this out just in case you can't hear me. You know, not sure exactly if what's going on, if you have it up still, or... Oh, okay, well that's good. Alright. Yeah, I'm not sure what happens. I mean, Twitch is wonky. I remember, like, last year they were, like, having major problems. It was kind of growing pains as the platform kind of took off more. Yeah, and there's be like, the buffering bug, which was famous going around, like, basically just sitting there. You could have, like, you know, fiber internet and just have it just start buffering randomly. And just, like, keep buffering, so... Well, what you can do is you can always just try to refresh. You can also check to see exactly, like, what your latency is, too. Oh, Twitch app. If you're on phone, well, at least on Android, I know how to do it that way. Basically, just close the stream and bring it back up. Like, you know, if you hit, like, the back button, you know, like, at least on Android, it goes, like, to a smaller screen, then swipe left on the smaller window, the stream you're watching, you'll close it. And then hit my stream again, it should bring it back up and you should be good. In theory. That should take care of it, hopefully. Because I forgot you have me on, usually on Twitch app or mobile when you're working. Gotta show him the old butt, because that's what he likes. Give him the old butt. Butt for you. Okay, that's good. He seems really happy to see my butt whenever I do that. That's kind of odd. So it looks like 50 is the maximum that I can hold for the bubblegum ammo. I was thinking it'd be more. So it's really weird. It's like you have to duck down and show him your butt. If you just look the other way like this, it doesn't work. He gets angry. It's like, hey, I don't see Duck Cloaca. There we go. Oh, yeah. Ghost Daddy knows what he looks like. So, like, the world here is full of, like, animals, ducks and so forth, but this guy appears to be human? Oh crap, I screwed it up. I screwed it up! Forgot this is the one that gets to do the platform up, but you need to climb on top of it. Yeah, it's like, I always wondered, like, where he gets these plungers from. And they're probably not sanitized. I have a feeling that they got them cheap and used. Why are you not hitting him? There we go. It's like, please, I have one hit life left. I'm not that good at this game, please. Save me, RN Jesus. Alright. Alright, so I need to go to here. Fight the old pregnant tiger. This guy who sucks, I hate him. Almost made it up to the top. So close. So I ain't messing with you. Be gone. For me. Okay. Once again, I try to remember where I need to go. Yeah, defeat the tiger. Oh yeah, that sounds like a sane challenge. Sure, I'll do that. It's like, how many people have you murdered in your house of mystery? It did the sound like you trapped them. That, like, could have sworn that was the sound. Skip, and you climb. There we go, so this is the boss fight. Oh, we actually ran out of popcorn. That's not good. Bubblegum still have enough. I think I'm still fine with that. Okay. Gimme! Okay, so we're gonna take a look at a walkthrough. So I just never remember where I'm supposed to go after this point, so... And the goal is to pretty much learn how to do it at that point, so I better figure it out. Transylvania, Egypt, next is where it says I need to go. According to this walkthrough I pulled up on GameFAQs, and we know how accurate GameFAQs is. Not very. Alright, Egypt we go. Really? You still dropped your B-load? Come on. Let's wait for that guy to despawn and get off the screen far enough. Yeah, this is not looking good. Gave it to me there, okay. Apparently peppers get saved. So normally you get like the last pepper and go flying right through this section, so it's like, oh, it's like I have to fight all these different people. I'm just getting shot constantly. Because I don't have skills. What I should actually do is make a save stop here so I can always come back and practice this. So that's usually what happens. Usually. Let me in! Alright, let's do save state. Let's change save slot to... We'll leave it at 0. Save state, there. Error loading state. Let's figure out why that is. Ah, okay, so it's pointing to a... Because basically I got this emulator like on a backup drive, and my old computer was D drive, and now emulation's on E drives. So it's completely different. So it's trying to basically save it to a place that does not exist anymore. That's fine. It's not a problem. Just going through and troubleshooting things. Trying to figure out why my save states weren't working, but it was pointing to an old drive that no longer exists. So let's try facing this way. Save state should work now. Save state, save. Perfect. So if I face this way and load, plop. Okay, great. Yeehaw. I am so smart. SMRT. And what I want to do for a future stream as well is, it's not really that popular when I do it, but I like to do it anyway, is learn a fighting game. And one of the games that I really want to learn to play, and I've had it sitting in my drive for a while, is King of the Fighters 14, or King of Fighters 14. And I played the original beta for it when it came out on like PlayStation 4. Had a blast, I really enjoyed it. So that's why I picked up the game. And just, I forgot exactly like how the combo system works and everything, so I pretty much do what I did for Killer Instinct and just like play it on stream and figure out how it works. Which Killer Instinct is a lot of fun, like the new version, like the 2013 version that came out. It's a great game. I haven't played it in a while, but I had a lot of fun learning it. Like when I figured out like the combo systems and everything for how it worked, it really clicked. And it's definitely one of those games you play where you have like, it's easy to like to learn, but it's really hard to master, like Othello, which actually is a game that I own on the Super Famicom, and that game is brutally hard. Ooh. But yeah, King of Fighters 14 is one that I definitely want to learn and figure out how to play. I might do that next stream. Or I might just more Quackshot retro games. I always have fun playing retro. Okay, jumping does not make it go faster. And turn the wrong way. Thank you, Xbox 360 D-pad. You have come in handy once again. So Nimix, I know you're a programmer. My question to you would be, what are you programming in? Oh god, not this part. C#, JavaScript, AX, jQuery. So you're not doing the fun sequel? Oh, database, that's where it's all at, man. Database sucks. I said my school is like really super focused on SQL. I'm like, oh god, I hate SQL. I never want to see this ever again. So then, of course, what happens is that when I'm doing my externship, they hadn't hired somebody for SQL. They're like, we need to figure out how to do, like, you know, like how to program this up real quick so we can get access to it. I'm like, oh shit, I'm the only one who knows how to do that right now. So I spent, like, instead of like 2 hours staring at the screen trying to figure out how to get it done before I finally did it, and they realized, hey, we should probably hire somebody who knows SQL and MySQL and everything else. So that's what they did. I was like, thank you. Don't put it on the extern. Alright, I'm just pulling up a quick walkthrough real fast, because I know that there's a... Ow, it's through my eye. Let's see. Goofy's strange note. That's right, Goofy gave you a note. Pull that up. 1 sun, 2 moon, 3 star. I think that's what you're supposed to jump on. Sun, moon, then star, yeah. There is like a shortcut way you can do it. I remember CB doing it where you can, I think you run to the room fast enough and you can plunger up and get out of the way without having to solve the puzzle. But it's been so long since I've seen her stream. And Gym Time John does not stream very much anymore because he is a family man. He's got a newborn to take care of, so that's completely understandable. So, but when he does stream, I do always try to watch him play. Especially he was playing Quackshot. Moon, let's see, sun, moon, star. Sun, moon. Nope, that's moon, okay. Time to die. Sun. And the game doesn't want to register it. Alright, sweet. Why is the game not registering it? I've heard people complain about this part, now I see why. Okay, that was an Xbox 360 pad problem. What happened? Sun, moon, star, yeah. Jump on the sun, then the moon, then the star last. Okay. And this is the shortcut I was thinking of earlier. I just couldn't remember where it was at. It's like right here at the start of this beginning. Okay. Change save slot to 1. Save state. Oh, jump button did not work. Ah, 360 pad, you're killing me. So I found like an old wireless charger for like when you have a wireless control pack or wireless, let's try it again, rechargeable battery pack for the Xbox 360 wireless controller. And it's got a plug-in for it, so I'm thinking, okay, maybe if I just take out the battery pack because I don't have rechargeables in there, or the rechargeable one specifically, maybe I can still plug that into the computer and use the controller that way, so I can use my newer, better one, and it doesn't work. So I still need to somehow, one of these days, get myself one of those $15 dongle receivers for the PC, so I can use my Xbox 360 wireless controller, the one that's pretty much new, so I can use it on computer until I get my new RetroTink, because once I get the RetroTink, the one without the audio problems now, you know, because once I get that, I'll just be playing this game straight on a real Sega Genesis instead. No more emulation, unless you need to practice or something. Be the real deal. Okay, change, not screenshot. Let's see, change save slot to 2. Save state. Sun, moon, star. Yeah, see, this is, like I said, I remember having this problem as a kid. It's the same thing. It's super friggin' finicky. Just test this out. So walking on it does nothing, so you have to jump on it. Still didn't register it. I wonder if you have to, like, actually... What happened to my save state? Error loading save state. Why? And it saved it there for some reason. Okay. Good job, emulator. You're freaked out. Alright, change slot 1. Reload here. Go emulation for the win. That's the first time I've ever seen Kgen really, like, seriously screw up. That was weird. Okay. This is like one of those emulation ones, like the 50 games in one type deal. 360 controller again for the win! Yeah, unfortunately, like those aftermarket ones where they have like, you know, 50 Sega Genesis games in one, they were actually officially sanctioned by Sega themselves. Were actually made by a company called At Games, and they are like the worst ones possible for emulation. Because it's like, it is just, yeah, At Games. I'm sure you know of the fun of At Games and basically what they are. So I mean, it's like, they just, I don't know what it is. It's like, there are good emulators you can use and stuff, but they just can't figure out how to get the sound right. Same thing for graphics, and it's just like the audio for them are just horrendous. Yeah, sound comparison, I think it was. Yeah, let me try something real quick. Let me stop that. That's not right. That's a lie. It's like, I've heard, I guess sometimes people like will put up these videos on YouTube like, this is how terrible the At Games is. It's like, I've heard the At Games. It doesn't sound like what you're doing. You're actually just straight off lying at that point. Okay, that's more accurate. Okay, so I'm gonna throw this up on screen real quick. Basically, somebody actually did a real, actual, honest comparison video of the different things. It's only 40 seconds long. The first clip is actually through a Sega Genesis itself, and then through the At Games console. So let me kill Kgen for a second for visually, and throw up the desktop. Here we go. Sega. So this is a Sega Genesis. Then it's going to switch to the At Games. You already hear it's pitched differently. And out of tune. And sadly, like, it will get even worse. Like, the original Sonic the Hedgehog is just atrocious on At Games. And then finally, I think Sega pulled their license with them. Like, they agreed that they're going to stop finally, like, making games with them. And because, especially when you have stuff like the Super Nintendo Classic come out, and Nintendo Classic, which, like, set the bar, like, you can do emulation right. You know, there's just no excuse for the way things are going with, like, with At Games. Oh yeah, there's like all sorts of different stuff. You can just type in like At Games Sega Genesis sound comparison, or you know, and you'll find tons of videos of people just like comparing the different ones, you know, the different games and so forth, visuals and also audio. But I mean, audio is like the worst thing usually for those systems for whatever reason. They just can't figure it out, and it's usually like horrendously out of tune or, you know, just misplaced. It's just, And no one understands why, but Sega kept going, here you go, here's more money for it. Because when the Super Nintendo Classic came out, Nintendo Classic came out, everyone's like, okay, let's give us a good Sega Genesis one. And Sega's like, yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna give you a cool Sega Genesis one. It's gonna be HDMI output. Yeah, and everyone's like, got hyped up for it. And then they find out it's being made through At Games. And it's just a total disaster. It's like... And then you had YouTube, reviewers who were coming out and saying, oh yeah, this is the best thing ever, and they wouldn't play any sound clips whatsoever. They're like, sounds great, and they didn't do anything at all for it. It's like they were basically getting paid off by the company, and they were giving positive reviews because they got the units for free. And then they'd say things like, oh, we've been told that they're going to go back and they're going to fix the sound emulation and so forth. And they never did. It was a total scam. So I think the last I heard, Sega was finally dropping At Games. No, even a Raspberry Pi would do it better. When I was playing this through like RetroArch, even the sound isn't as good as Fusion, the K-Gen I'm using right now. But even they got it better. Even like the course for RetroArch. It's like, you can't replicate how bad the sound is. I haven't found a way how to replicate it through emulation to get the At Games sound going, but it's just oof. The only thing I've actually found close enough to it would be a Sega CD-X, which was a Sega Genesis, a Sega CD, like together as one unit. It was like really small, kind of like a Walkman. Hey, it's Sometimes I Pee the Bed and Tessellberry with 15 people just to watch me rant and rave about At Games. Hello, everybody. Tess, you're streaming again. I'm surprised. That's awesome. I'll have to definitely follow you sometime. Hopefully catch a stream. Game, why do you hate me? So I'm basically, yeah, ban everybody, including that barbecue sauce guy. He's really shady. But good to see everybody. So I'm basically just trying to learn how to do Quackshot. Gym Time John is planning on doing a competition to basically run Quackshot. Like, first place winner will get $100. So I'm just basically, I've been playing this game for like 27 years and never beaten it. So figured, hey, now's the time to do it. The people he's going to be letting play like in the competition, like the bracket he's hoping to set up is for $100 prize. Is only if you have a time on speedrun.com, so you have to get a speedrun in. So step 1, beat the game. Then step 2, learn how to speedrun it. Let's see, it's number 3, and we're going to save a state right now. There we go. Oh yes, I think it's universal ban barbecue sauce. Wherever he goes, just spam. Oh, almost did not make that jump. Yeah, so if you're just joining, if you've never seen my stream before, I just basically stream everything under the sun, fighting games, retro, everything else. So earlier today, I was actually playing ColecoVision games. I love how, like, Barbecue Shot shows up and I say we should ban him, and everybody just jumps on that bandwagon, like, oh yeah, that guy's a jerk. Well, yeah, I mean, I do smell. I mean, he's not technically incorrect about that, but... that's not being disputed here. Oh yes, this is the home to the most realistic sounding orcas ever recorded in video game history. Of course, you know, they spent all the money and didn't have the budget to go to the South Pole to record actual orcas. So they had to make do with making just, you know, finding what they could, record it from the Red Lobster parking lot. Why doesn't Donald Duck just fly? Yes, exactly. It's like... well, okay, so... he could take off the jacket and freeze to death, of course, because ducks don't survive in this weather, but... Then Huey, Dewey, and Louie come in on an airplane. And can somehow land miraculously in this tight frame right there. So everybody's in there. Where does Donald sit? Or is he just riding on top of the wing? Yeah, it's like, so that's the thing. So you take off the jacket, then technically he's naked, but he's walking around without pants anyway. I wasn't paying attention, went back to the same place I just tried to leave. But of course, we've already established, it's been established in YKB, Yellow Killer Bee's streams, back when she was doing that, that Donald Duck is a full-on cannibal. I mean, you do eat, you know, turkeys and ducks or whatever the heck they are, so yeah. Dewey, Huey, Louie, clean your room or else I'll have to start making dinner. Don't make me get that turkey fryer out. That's right, that's instant death. Okay, these are not shortcuts to anywhere. Arrow to the face, I'm fine. Everything's fine. It looks like the entire world's going through an earthquake somehow on a ship, but everything's fine. Now, I do own this for the Sega Saturn, which is a fun titled thing. It basically translates from Japanese to I love Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse, because it actually has Quackshot on its Japanese ROM version, and also Mickey Castle of Illusion. And it tends to go for like $100 these days, but so far as I can tell, it's the exact same version as the Sega Genesis that I'm playing right now. So I just basically, you know, I spent I think I paid like $80 for it at the time. Got a slight discount on it. But it's just one of those games, it's like, I don't know why it's expensive. I guess maybe it's kind of a rarity, but I haven't really found any difference between what the versions are between Sega Saturn and the Sega Genesis version. Because, I mean, there's not even loading times on the Sega Saturn, so I think there might be like one or two like sound differences, but other than that, it's pretty much straightforward. Captain of the ship has been taken over by ghosts. If you take it back from me, I can give you a Viking diary that will help you find the great duck treasure. Wait, so is this guy human? I'm very confused because the world of, you know, Donald Duck, DuckTales, everything else, everybody's an animal. This guy appears to be human, and we encountered human ghosts earlier. And I totally missed what he was trying to tell me. Didn't pay attention. Drugs will do that. Legal drugs for my back. Yeah, Viking key. Yeah, but shouldn't he be like an animal Viking? Okay, that's not it. That's the key. Okay, the thing that doesn't look like a key is a key. No, I'm on, what's it called? Butrans. It's a transdermal patch you wear for 7 days, except for these patches suck and they fall off after like 5. But, it's like just below fentanyl, because I need a 3-level back fusion. Still trying to get it. Alright, so let's do a save state here. Just so I can come back and practice these things if I need to. I am low on popcorn. Ghosts! I don't know where I'm... Okay, that's an interesting glitch. Arrow right in the air. Wait, isn't there something... Yeah, there's... I could have sworn... Here it is. Okay, so that just takes you here. Nothing else. cannibal. And it appears to be, it's even worse, it appears to be like a very small bird, so... He's not only a cannibal, but he is eating like small children. And then somebody thought, let's give him a game. Let's give him his own game. Donald the Cannibal Duck. Forget Disco Duck. Cannibal Duck is where it's at. Ah, yes, the boss. Okay. Ah, crap. Rhythm's off. Oops. 360 pad, I need you to cooperate, please. That's the problem with bubbles, like, when it goes off the screen, it just takes so freaking forever for it to come back. Alright, let's do save state again. Just going up all the save states. No, I would not want to at games. If somebody gave me an at games console, I'd very question their friendship. Here you go. Okay, so... There is a rhythm to this, I remember YKB doing. Nope, screwed it up there. That's why I really wanted to get that RetroTink going, so I can actually stream this game on my actual console. And then, of course, you know, it turns out, like, oh yeah, that was way too high. Like, we got problems with the sound chip, and the guy who makes these finally recognized it, and... You need to get a new one that doesn't have the sound problems. And that's gonna be March, and you've been waiting since October of last year to get this stupid thing. One that works. I mean, that's like the worst part about having a ColecoVision, or something that old, is like, it's just gonna be hell to try to replace. You know, anything that breaks on those things is like, you gotta figure out how to repair it yourself. I gotta turn this down, this is like blasting in my ears. I have no idea if it's too loud on stream or not, and everybody who may be new and lurking, I have a policy, if something's wrong with the stream, or if it's too loud or too quiet, let me know. I am more than happy to fix things. Well, I remember the neat thing with the Atari 2600, though, and actually the Sega Genesis, is that it actually, they take the same port, so if you have a Sega Genesis controller, you can plug it into a 2600. And you can use those controllers instead of using the old thumbstick, the old joystick. So I gotta figure out this guy's pattern. Shoot off screen. God, this boss fight is a hell. Okay, there we go. Finally figured out the pattern. So wait for the head to move back, then you want to jump and shoot. Okay. Neat. Get rid of all the ghosts. Can I have the Viking diary? Sorry. To tell the truth, I really don't have it. It's like, what? And they just like stab you in the gut. We're eating duck tonight. Old legend says that it's hidden ice near the South Pole. His agent Viking Plunger will help you. Be careful, there's ancient Viking fecal matter on it too. It used to fly with catching... It can be used to fly with by catching things that fly. That sentence hurt my brain. Alright, green plunger. Now I can, like, grab onto stuff. Indefinitely. Alright, so... South Pole. And I have the bubbles equipped still. Oops. Alright, and Ice Physics and 360 Gamepad. Not compatible. Yeah, I was holding up, by the way. Like I said, the Xbox 360 Gamepad is the worst thing to try to play this game on. Holding up. There we go. I love how you're holding onto it, but you can still see like the plunger handle is just vibrating wildly. That poor bird's like, please get this dirty plunger off my nose. I can smell everywhere that thing has been. Were you on a Viking ship? Why do I know what a Viking ship smells like? Okay, most realistic orca sounds. Here we go. There we go. Oh, yes. I said they actually had, the developers actually had the budget to go to the South Pole, but unfortunately they just blew all their money on booze and ended up going to the nearest Red Lobster fish tank and lobster tank to record the sounds. I mean, it's as best you could get, but it's realistic Red Lobster action. Now, why can't we had a skip here that she would do? And for the life of me, I don't know how to do it. Oh well. Have to do it the long way. Not a speedrunner yet. Okay, that actually does shoot through walls, okay. Okay, so I need to go over here, destroy these. Okay, it just falls through. Popcorn doesn't kill you, what? Oh, shot the old bubble. Nothing kills this guy, he is invincible. It's a seal from the Navy. A seal from the old Navy. Oh man, the lag. I don't know if that's an emulation problem or if that's going to be the same problem on the actual console itself. So I am playing this on K-Gen Fusion. Alright. It's starting to get late, but there's one thing I'm going to do instead before finishing the stream right now. I mentioned earlier that there is a Sega Saturn version of this game. I'm going to fire that up just for fun. Last time I did this, actually the game crashed. I don't know why that happened. Usually the emulator I use is pretty stable. Let's see. Put my Japanese to the test. Somewhere. So these are all fighting games. X-Men, Street Fighter. Bomberman. Mega Man X. Actually, Mega Man 8. Did I put it back right? Holy crap. Can't seem to find it all of a sudden. I have like a shelf of just nothing but like Sega Saturn games. Here it is. Staring me right in the face, good lord. Alright. So put you on this screen here real quick while I work on getting this all set up. We'll play some more Thunder Force music. Okay, here we go. So we're going to try to do this now on the Sega Saturn. Like I said, hopefully this doesn't crash. Fingers crossed. There we go. I think I have this set up still to read the CD, the actual CD-ROM. It's actually this is the I Love Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse from the Sega Ages collection. And last time I checked, like I said, this game usually sells on eBay for around $100 or so. Doesn't come up for sale too often. And this is just intro, just repeats forever and ever and ad nauseum. So yeah, there's a couple people selling it online. One guy is trying to sell it for pretty decent, like full complete, but he's got insane shipping. So you're gonna spend at least $90 to $100 to buy this game. Alright, so let's cross our fingers that this does not crash. So you have two games in here. You have Quackshot and you have Castle of Illusion. I'm playing this on the SSF emulator. And apparently my buttons are not set up correctly. Alright, let's try this. Option, controller. Up, down, left, right. A, B, C. Start. There we go. Okay, so this should work now. You gotta love when you play like a Japanese game and stuff's in English. Which is actually really surprised the heck out of me when I first got my Sega Saturn, because almost all the games I had at the time were Japanese imports. And they were like, a lot of these games never were released outside from Japan, and they had like full 100% English modes you could flip onto, or by English by default. The other game I can think of that did that is Super Metroid for the Super Nintendo. There is no difference between the Japanese and the American copies of the game. And Japanese is actually cheaper to buy still. So if you can get your hands on a Japanese copy of Super Metroid for the Super Nintendo, just break out the tabs inside of it, of your system, you can play it and there's virtually no difference. It's full in English, it's the exact same game. Yep, and here we are! Quackshot on the Sega Saturn. I swear that their gunshot sounds different. I think that might be the only real difference, I'm not sure. Yeah, so when I started getting into collecting Super Nintendo games, actually, I don't have problems collecting Super Famicom at all. And actually, rather enjoy collecting import games. But I was really surprised to learn, like, when I picked up, like, Super Metroid, that it was exactly the same game. I mean, we're talking no difference whatsoever. It's by default set to English, which is crazy. And that's what like really completely shocked me. It's like, holy crap. But when I was looking to buy Super Metroid, like the American version was like selling at the time for like 40, 50 bucks, and then the Japanese version was $10 with shipping. It's like, you know, shipping included 10 bucks, and it's like, well, okay, well, I think I know what I'm buying. But yeah, I mean, as you can see, this is pretty much the Sega Genesis version straight off. I mean, the music's the same, so I could be just mistaken about the sound effect for the gunshots, but it's identical. I mean, there's no loading. It appears to be just a straight off Sega Genesis ROM. So I'm wondering, like, when I go to, like, actually start to speedrun this game, if I should just play this version, if there's actually any difference at all. So those things, I'll just probably have to tweet Gym Time John and ask him, like, hey, it's like, you know, is there any differences that you know between the Japanese copy and the American copy of this game? Because usually, like, it'll come down to, like, Japanese text going faster. But with this game, I don't think that's going to be much of a problem. Yeah, so if you have like a Super Metroid cartridge, like Mimic said, just hold on to it still. I mean, I don't really understand selling games anyway. It's just my mentality of it all. You know, having to have sold all my games to basically survive at one point in my life, it's like I really don't want to have to do that ever again. And like one of the few times I've actually sold a video game was because I actually owned, it was like a duplicate copy. It was like, years ago, like, I had Street Fighter Alpha 2 for a Super Nintendo. And I thought, like, I had sold the copy out, because there was a while, actually, I sold my games, like, I got really depressed, I didn't care about video games anymore, so I just basically got rid of stuff. And it was before I got into the whole collecting stuff anyway, so I thought I sold off my copy of Street Fighter Alpha 2 for the Super Nintendo, and then it turns out that I didn't. Like, it was just in a box somewhere. And I discovered it, like, 20 years later. I'm like, holy crap, I didn't sell it. But I'd already bought a new copy when I got into collecting again. So then I had two copies, and I sold it to a YouTuber / Twitch guy, who I will not mention because he does not deserve to be mentioned by name. That guy is problematic, to say the least. And I was like, dude, I'll just give it to you. And he sent me, like, he PayPal'd me like 30 bucks. And that's like the only time I've ever sold a game, just because straight off, you know, or just even gave it away, is because I just had a duplicate. And that's like the only time I'll really do it. Because I hold on to every single thing now. Let me in. So we've already seen this. Let's try the other game, just Castle of Illusion, real quick. See if I can get the restart to work. Checking disk format. Go. It wouldn't restart, like the reset button inside would not work inside the emulator, so I just hit the open for the emulator itself to basically register that I'm switching disks. Closed it. So, roundabout way to get the restart. Yeah, so, like, eventually, like, you know, my collection does come up for contention, especially with my parents. My dad's like, just sell some of your games to get extra money. It's like, no, that's not going to happen. It's like, I have games that are legit worth, like, $300 to $400, and, like, I will not get rid of them. Once Upon a Mouse. Remember, this is the Japanese version of the game. Okay, there goes the Japanese. I was like, huh. Castle of Illusion. Way to murder those people! They were just doing their job. Someone's daddy's not coming home tonight. Thanks a lot, Mickey. You monster. That's right, you have to hit jump again in the air, I think, to do it? To attack. Yeah, that's right. So this is a normal jump, and then you have to hit attack again, which gets your legs in the air, like you just don't care, in order to actually land on somebody to hurt them. So you have to hit jump again, which is a little bit awkward. Now, there was a remake of this game. It came out on the PlayStation 3. I actually have it. I played it like one time, and it was just... It's not like this game with redone graphics. It's like a completely different game entirely. So I was thinking like, okay, it's gonna be like the same type of format, like level, just cleaned up graphics or whatever, like kind of they did for DuckTales, just about. Although DuckTales is still radically different. But I mean, this game on the PlayStation 3 is like completely different. Now they did give out... I don't think it's on the store anymore. I don't think you can buy it. I think it's one of those things that got removed, like licensing ran out. But if you still own the game, then you're fine to re-download it. But I mean, this game was like so completely different, it threw me off. But my still favorite Mickey Mouse game, though, I'm not really much of a Disney fan, but I do like some of their games, is Magical Quest Mickey Mouse. That, for Super Nintendo, that is my favorite game. It's an easy game. It's very easy, but it's got a great soundtrack. It's just fun to play. But I remember when B would stream this, that people would be like, hey, is this the, like, when do you change outfits? Because they get that confused. They get this game confused for Magical Quest. It's like, different game. Or then they would think that this game was ported to the Super Nintendo, and it's like, it never got ported to the Super Nintendo. I think there was a Sega Master System version of it. And then, of course, the Sega Saturn version I'm playing right now, and I think that's it on top of the new generation ports it got. But I'm not to worry too much about this anyway, because I'm actually ending the stream! So yes, as I mentioned, we have reached the end of the stream. I definitely want to thank everybody for hanging out tonight. Nimix especially, you know, for hanging around there. Came by, and of course, also Tesselberry for the host. Definitely give her a follow, which is Tesselberry in the chat there, Barbecue Sauce. Everybody who lurked or showed up in the raid, you guys are all cool, or lurkers are also cool too. I have no problem with anybody setting up and lurking in the chat. I do stream usually about every other day now. I don't do every day again. It's just kind of wore me out. So the next time I'll be streaming will be most likely Friday. I do stream at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you don't know when that is, just type it into Google and it will tell you wherever it is you are in the world. You can also check me out on Twitter at Ursel555. You don't have to follow me or anything, but if you decide you want to check out my stream again, that's cool. I always post up on Twitter usually about 2 or 3 hours in advance when I'll be streaming, what I'll be playing, and so forth. Or if I need to delay it, if something comes up, like if I'm too tired for my health or too much pain, I might delay it or cancel it. Like I had things came up with my mom's surgery and stuff. Like the other day I had to cancel it just because I had to help out around the house. Things like that happen. Twitter's the best place to check for that. Next time I stream, like I said, I definitely want to get in more Quackshot, finally figure out how to beat the game, so I might be playing that again. But I also want to play newer games like King of Fighters 14. I might want to learn how to play that too, but we'll figure it out. So I might be doing more retro, could be doing all sorts of things that go all across the board. If you look underneath my stream, I also have a link to all my different video games and stuff. So if you have a suggestion for what you'd like me to play, just give me a whisper, hit me up on Twitter. Like when we started off today, I was playing Montezuma's Revenge. That was actually a suggestion by Nimix, so I do take suggestions and play them. I may not do it always here, but I'm always welcome to have different things to stream and come up here. But thanks for hanging out, everybody. I'm going to stop rambling, and you guys have yourself an excellent evening.